Hello everyone. So today I want to share a little seasonal joy from one of my very favourite places at all times of year really, but it's especially lovely at Christmas time, and that is the Shrewsbury Indoor Market. It's an award-winning market on various levels with a fantastic eclectic array of offerings. Like, there's really something for everyone there. Really unique, crafty, creative, beautiful spaces there. And at Christmas especially, the whole place, it really comes alive, and it's full of character, colour, and that unmistakable festive buzz. And as you wander through, you find a really huge variety of independent shops offering everything from handmade gifts to local produce, plus an incredible selection of cafes and eateries. Really, beautifully decorated. The kind of aesthetic there is wonderful. And the air is, full with the smell of fresh baking and spices and street food treats. So it's always welcoming and always full of little surprises around every corner. I just love going there and, chatting away to the market stall owners who are so passionate about what they produce, and always friendly and welcoming. It's just a lovely, lovely, happy, good energy place to be. So I'll take you there today so you can feel some of the magic for yourself. And when I come back, I want to talk about something that I feel is particularly relevant for this time of year, and that's the human need for connection. So, it's especially important during the festive season where, so many people might, feel especially alone, but we're social creatures, and it's really important that we do have that connection with others. So I thought it'd be a nice idea to tie this in with the market, because market is just one of those places where it brings everyone together in the best possible way. I just want to point out a couple of bits I've picked up from the market before. There's a gorgeous shop that sells these wonderful cards by creators like Kai and Joe. It's where I buy a lot of my birthday cards and thank you cards, and really they're too beautiful to just store away afterwards, so sometimes I frame them. They're so pretty. So I'll show you this shop when we head along there in a minute. And while I've just caught a glimpse of this, I'll just show you. I bought these dried flowers for my daughter's graduation, and just look at those wonderful colours. How pretty. I actually love dried flowers because they last so long, and rather than just watching them wilt like you do with fresh flowers, you can really savour the beauty and the memory for much longer. There's a really pretty shop in the market where you can pick some up. And just below, just showing you a few different things here, but I just want to show you this as well. Not from the market, but I'll just pop it in here. It's a really, really beautiful piece of collage art that my good friend gave to me for my birthday. It's so cleverly created, made up of lots of different pieces of torn up paper. And the scene, if you can see there, is especially meaningful because it's a restaurant and bar called the Boathouse that we used to go to a lot in our youth. Lots and lots of happy memories, and the detail and accuracy is just stunning. So over here, I just thought I'd show you this lovely little gin bottle. Look at that. Look at the beautiful design. There's an artisan gin parlour in the market. It's a local company that offers gin from around the world and also makes their own Shrewsbury gin. They sell it in these gorgeous little bottles, and bigger ones too. So I kept this one to put little flowers in that I pick up when I go on my walks. And now it's winter, I just pop some dry flowers in there. Such a nice way to keep the bottles. So here we are, all rugged up. I love it. Ready to brave the winter temperatures. And we'll see you at the market. It's the next day. We ended up spending a lot longer in town than we thought we would. We bumped into people and we got sidetracked by all the beautiful places to visit. And then we headed out to Berwick House, which is a beautiful stately home. And they had a fantastic forest walk. And in the evening they light it up with like beautiful Christmas lights, and it feels so magical and really atmospheric. And we had a really wonderful time, but we didn't get back until really late. So it was too late really to record anything. But I picked up lots of lovely bits and pieces from the market, including this jumper from one of my favourite market shops, a Little Shop of Joy. Definitely go if you haven't. She's an absolutely lovely lady in there, and she really has got great style and knows how to choose some really lovely pieces. So I wanted to talk a little bit about connection, because it matters more than we realise, and it's especially pertinent during the festive season, where a lot of people might feel especially lonely. It's interesting in my postgraduate studies in health and well-being, because sometimes certain research findings really kind of stick, you know, they make an impact. And one of those was studies that show that chronic loneliness can be as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And that's huge. It was huge. And we have all these awareness campaigns about smoking. We all know how harmful smoking is, you know, and that the health implications. But, you know, we're not so aware of how damaging loneliness can be. So it really makes you think about, you know, how life is progressing, and things like the advancement of things like self-checkout tills in supermarkets. And actually, it's quite sad in a way, because a lot of people, especially older people, those little interactions in supermarkets and shops and just doing their day-to-day things can be the only interactions they might get in a day. So I do hope that in the future they don't phase out checkouts with staff altogether, because just those little moments are so important. We really are social creatures. Even if we love our alone time, whether we're introverts or extroverts or anywhere in between, studies have shown that we still really do need those threads of connection to feel grounded and supported and human. They really are so important for our well-being. I know that since COVID, especially, but even without COVID, in the best of times, I know a lot of people experience social anxiety, and so I think it's really important to ease yourself into these kind of connections just gently, in a way that feels safe and manageable. But it's really important that we do make an effort to establish and maintain those connections. Often our brains don't actually know what's good for us, and under the guise of keeping us, you know, making us feel safe and protected, it'll encourage us to do things that really aren't the best for our well-being. It's like anything, like doing exercise. You know, we all know that doing exercise is incredible. It's that endorphins, and it's great for your physical health, great for your mental health. But so often we just want to snuggle up on the sofa and would rather not just spend that energy. And it's the same with connections, social connections. So we really have to kind of push through that barrier, even to make just small little changes. It's a good idea to do things in a way for you that doesn't feel overwhelming, if this applies to you. Things like maybe arranging to meet a friend in a cafe that you know closes an hour later, so there's a natural time limit on it and less pressure. Also you know, making connections with people who you feel have a similar energy to you, or share the same values as you is quite important. You know, if you're you know, feeling like you're a bit slow on conversation starters and would rather take it slowly and gently, then it's going to be no good going with someone, meeting up with someone who is kind of full of energy and expects the same in return. I always feel like country walks are a great way to get together with someone, because silences in that kind of situation can feel more comfortable, where you're just soaking in your surroundings, and the focus and the attention isn't just on the interaction between you, but what's around you as well. And you know, then it's easy to make conversation and talk about the beautiful things that you can see, the weather, the scenery, or whatever catches your attention. And as always, I always like to point this out, but it's moderation. So it's, you know, not a great idea to suddenly think, right, I've got to get really social and pack your calendar, and that's just going to start feeling really overwhelming, and the chances are you're going to end up cancelling. So just taking it slowly, maybe, you know, start off once every couple of weeks and maybe work up to once a week. Just doing little things with, you know, as few or as many people as you like, but those little steps are hugely important. And you might find, you know, oh, I can't be bothered, I'd really rather just like laze on the sofa and watch TV, or catch up on some housework, or do whatever else needs my attention. But you have to think of yourself holistically. You have to think of your well-being now and your long-term well-being, and connection is so important for that. So maintain it like you would your physical health in terms of exercise or diet and what you eat, because it's a really, really important feature. So here's to looking after ourselves and each other this festive season.